Morning everybody, and welcome to Barlow Common Nature Reserve near Selby. I think what it was until, well, it says on here, until the early 1900s, an area of low-lying marshy ground used by parishioners for grazing livestock and collecting firewood. But then, for nearly 50 years, became a ballast tip for the railways, and a lot of the damage, the rubble from Hull bombings in World War II came here. So what you've actually got is quite a big area now, raised up. It was basically a railway siding. And then in the, I think, 1980s, when the railway stopped tipping on it, then it became a local nature reserve, and now it's looked after by Yorkshire Wildlife Trust, and it is beautiful for wildflowers. I usually end up coming at the slightly wrong time, either just before they've come out or just after being out. I've also decided to bring the dog with me, which, I don't know, it might not be ideal because she's still in training. I've talked about her in other videos. She's a big, strapping young Labrador, but has had no training, and so I'm under guidance. I'm doing a bit of training with her, but I don't know if making YouTube videos and training the dog go hand in hand. We'll have to see. But it's been raining since the middle of the night, and it's forecast to clear up, which, as you can see, seem to have arrived just at the point where it is clearing up. Going to be sunny for the rest of the day. So this is the old railway. There's the car park, and then there's this walk of about 500-600 yards that takes you in to where the sidings were, basically. I've brought the dog because apart from the usual companionship and the reasons you get a dog, the reason I've got a dog really is to bring on walks like this and to be there when I do my photography and my videoing. And my ideal is that she, becomes a patient companion. We're a long way from that yet. Hill. But it's never going to happen, is it, if I leave her alone, leave her at home every time I go for a walk where I want to make a video. Here we are, folks. Anyway, we're at the reserve. All the way around are these signs, not the dogs must be kept on lead signs, but little signs to tell you what you might see, saying there that they have stoats. Definitely got teasels. Get those beauties. They're just going over, aren't they? Callie, come. I'm going this way and then I'm going to come back through the wildflowers. There is an area of quite old woodland in a little way. So I'll come and show you here. This is the fishing lake, and then in the distance Drax power station. And the sun's coming out. Yay! It really is a lovely reserve, and it's I think this might have been an information block at some point, and the toilets don't look as if it's used. Oh yeah, information point. So it's not massive, but there's a series of paths that go through what was the old sidings, and then there's this path that goes around the edge and goes near to some quite old woodland and a couple of ponds. Hill. Part of her training is basically to get to walk, because she's never really been walked on the lead. So places like this are great, where you have to keep them on the lead. I think the scouts are in camp by the sounds of it. I hear a whistle. But yeah, this is part of a problem. She was 15 months old and she'd never really been walked on a lead. Hill. So if you let her, when we first got her, we tried her on a harness, and it's just a complete nightmare. I won't be out of the car park yet. With her sniffing and pulling and what have you. Oh, I never brought my tub for blackberries. Somebody remind me. If I go out, take a tub for blackberries. They're everywhere at the moment. And it has these benches with little sayings on, which can't read that one, don't know if you can. Little poems and things. Callie, come. Another one of those grass snakes. There's a path down further along. I'll go down just to give you some idea how, as I say, it was a railway tip, so they used it for dumping excess ballast, and then, as I say, in World War II they used it for disposing of the rubble from the bombed out buildings. And you wouldn't, maybe, what did they do that for? How long did they do it for? Maybe, I don't know, 50, 60 years before it was closed. You wouldn't believe how high oak woodland. That's where we're going to go. You wouldn't believe how high above the surrounding hill, the surrounding ground. Well, you can actually see, you can get an idea. So we look at these man-made structures, ancient barrows and the pyramids, and we're sort of in awe at how they built them. But I don't know if we always take into account time, because if you're building something over possibly hundreds of years, you know, if they'd have kept building this now, it'd be another 20-30 metres higher than it is now. I think I might have missed the footpath down to the oak woodland. Bats. It's ever so humid now. 4 hours of rain, and now the sun's coming out. I think this is the path. Let's go down. It's a bit overgrown. Get behind, Carly. Come. Come on. Let's go girl. There we go. Heel. Heel. So as you can see, this is all built up by the railway company. And I'm not even sure if this then was also a part of the railway, with the sidings up there and a line down here. Hill. Not sure about crossing this with her. Tell you what. Put her onto a slightly longer lead, I think. Carly, this way. Ah, it's lovely. Lovely now. Oh, somebody's not. Come on. Come on. Come on. Callie. All new to her, don't forget. Callie, come. Oh, without demolishing the wildflowers. Here. Come on. Come on. Here. Here. Callie. Here. Come on. Callie. Come on. Come on. There's a good girl. Come on. Come on. Come on. Clever dog, aren't you? Go on. Up you go. Good girl. Go on. Up you go. Yeah, if you remember, folks, probably, and there you go, the surrounding farmland. Everything I do with this dog, pretty much I have to assume it's completely new to her. Obviously there's things I've done with her that aren't, but things like that, crossing a little bridge over a 2-foot drop, that to her might have seemed like a 100-foot drop. That's probably the first time she's ever done anything like that. Come on. Not even sure if this is part of the reserve, but I love it in here. I always think it's a little bit Tolkien. But then in November, I always think it's a little bit horror. There's a deer. There's a deer there. Ah, it's gone. I hope you saw it. Yeah. In the it's I think in November and December it's got a bit of a horror vibe to it. But certainly on a day like today, it's definitely got some sort of a Tolkien vibe going on. I don't think there's a path to anywhere. I think there might be a path to the nearby village around the edges of the fields, but I've never gone that way. I just go to the corner of the wood and turn around and go back in. Come on. It's the only probable disadvantage with having a dog, especially a dog like this that demands your attention, is that you don't see quite so much. But she'll get better, won't she? Come on. I'm giving her a bit of lead here because that's beautiful, isn't it? She's done well up to now, and I've been told they do have a short attention span, so come on. Keep the sort of the strict walking to heel to sort of 10-15 minute bursts. Mosquito buzzing my ear. So that's as far as I'm going to go, but as you can see, there is a path out. I think it could. Come on. Been a tree there at some point, isn't there? Come on, Carly. Let's go back. Plus, I don't really want her always on a short lead. That's going against what the dog trainers told me. But ideally, I want her to be able to sort of kind of walk off the lead or on a longer lead. Come on. So, I don't think this is so bad. How nice is it in here? I didn't say it's about 10ish now, 10:30. It's Thursday morning, 1st of August 2024. July has absolutely flown by. Means not a lot to anybody anywhere in the world except a proportion of the people who live in the historic county of Yorkshire in England, because today, the 1st of August, is Yorkshire Day. It's a county that had existed for about 1,000 years. I think it sort of was formalised when the Vikings came, and it kind of was unmolested until 1974, and the Conservative government of the day brought in a lot of local government reorganisation, and they tried unsuccessfully to this is me now, this is the man who's not at all nationalistic, but yeah, they tried to get rid of it with the stroke of a pen. I think that could well be that thumbnail shot. And they failed miserably. They hived off big chunks of it. Did the same to Lancashire as well. Hived off big chunks of Yorkshire. Heel. To Cumbria, Teesside, Humberside. Made a right mess of it. But since then, the historic county of Yorkshire has been celebrated probably more than it was before. So that's why we have Yorkshire Day. I don't really celebrate it myself. I celebrate Yorkshire every day when I come out to beautiful places like this. Right, so you didn't want to cross it coming. Now you're going to pull me in the flipping ditch going back. You're that keen to get across. Wait, Callie, wait. Wait. Go on then. I once tried going that way, and it just goes to a pond, and there's a much easier way to get to the pond going this way. But again, just see how much ballast and rubble there is. Come on. Come on. And what tends to happen when you give her a long lead or put her on a harness is she gets more and more and more excited. Heel until she's not controllable anymore. This is what I came to see. It's gorgeous, isn't it? Adopt the pace of nature. Her secret is patience. It's getting a bit warm now, but I think I'm going to leave my hoodie on because since I got here I've just had a constant buzz of mosquitoes around my head. So I think I'll stay covered up. Look at the blackberries. Oh man. I have to bring a Tupperware box with me. Although the last time I came here there was ended up on my hands and knees going past a fallen down tree. Let's have a cup of tea. I think we're at the north end of the reserve now. We've walked from the south end to the north end. The road's just across the field. And that track that we were on would have brought us to this pool. But as I say, when I tried to get round that way before, it became impassable. So that's pretty much it, folks. You walk from the car park up to this north end and back. Maybe 20 minutes one way, 20 minutes back. But there are all kinds of little paths then that zigzag back through the, through the, where all the flowers are. So you could probably spend a couple of hours here, just wandering. Oh, a heron. Anyhow, little grebe. And there's another pond here, which actually I prefer to the other one. Come on, Carly. One receives far more. The top's missing off it, isn't it? Something about nature. And then one receives far more than he seeks. You know the rest of that, the first part of that saying? Drop it in the comments. Deal. Sorry if this is all a bit jerky and a bit all over the place, but I literally have got one hand for filming and one hand for the dog. So I'm glad it's a short walk. Like I say, I've got some ideas for longer walks. But look at this, it's beautiful, isn't it? I know this is mallow. It's some kind of mallow. Apparently, look, I've seen a woodpecker here. This is sort of green woodpecker kind of terrain. Cinnabar moth. This is ragwort, and it's a fascinating plant because it's poisonous to cattle, and it's poisonous to cattle and dogs probably, can't they? And but the cinnabar moth caterpillar, I've seen them where they're absolutely covered, hundreds and thousands, and it's the only caterpillar that eats off of it. They've got like a almost a symbiotic relationship because the poison doesn't kill the caterpillar. And then someone was telling me then the moth and the caterpillar, or maybe it's the caterpillar, has the poison. Yeah, so the cinnabar moth caterpillar, I think, gets the poison from the ragwort, which therefore protects it from predators. So, as we all know, well, as a lot of us know, nature is remarkable. Here. If you recognise any plants or flowers as I'm walking round, do feel free to leave it in the comments. Just make a note of the timestamp and tell us what they are. Going to be another hot one. I think it's probably 24, 25 it's going to be today. So I come here about once a year, twice a year. It's a nice little reserve, and I thought, well, where can I go with the dog? I've been out with her a lot, but this is the first time I've seriously tried to make a video with her. And I thought, well, where could I go? And thought rabbit. There's one of those posts up there that said what nature it was around here, and I didn't tell you because it seemed a bit obvious, but there was said rabbits in this particular section. And sure enough, there's rabbit droppings that she's stopping to eat. But yeah, it's been lovely the last week or two. It's probably been where we are like a proper summer. It's been about 25, 26. So as you can see, there's little paths going off. I'm going to go back this way. Hill. It's been about 25, 26, none of those crazy temperatures that we had a few years ago. But yeah, I come here a couple of times a year, and it was a good one to come to, I think, to practice doing what we're doing. Maybe next time we'll go a bit further. But if you do live in this part of Yorkshire. I'm not sure if you need a car to get here, but it's well worth a visit. It's lovely. As always, if you've anything you wish to add, please leave me a comment. I do like to receive them and enter into conversation with people about the places I've been, and if you can think of anywhere where one man and his dog could go, one man and his troublesome dog could go making YouTube videos, then do let me know. I do have big plans eventually. I want to be able to take her on the train and walk around town and all those kind of things, but that's all a little way down the line yet. Oh, that's the way we came, or is it? Let's see. I didn't want to go back the same way that I came. Yeah, looks like we're going back the same way. I should have when we stopped at the junction and turned left. I think we should have turned right. Never mind. A poor life this is, if full of care we have no time to stand and stare. Very, very true. So the path I missed was the path that would have brought us back through there, which is a real shame. I should have gone back to the car park, but kind of wanted to see where I went wrong. And it's quite big actually. It goes right across there. This is where I went wrong, wasn't it? I went down the other side of the trees. That's right. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's where I went wrong. We went down there. So that would take you back to the car park. But this was the path I was looking for, the one that's not sort of made up. That again takes you back to the car park. But it's, look at it. This is what I wanted to find. Come on, Kelly. Come on, that's a good girl. It's incredible, isn't it? And as you can see here, you can just about see the sidings floor. What remains of the ballast. So when I come to that junction next time, turn right. Come on, Kelly. Blimey. I just think it's idyllic. Give nature a chance. Just give nature a chance, and it really will do the rest. I hope. Oh, come on, Cal. Come on, baby. thanks very much for watching. Anyway, it's had some nice comments over the last few days, and when I watch a lot of YouTube channels that have got hundreds of thousands of viewers, and I realise now that's not what my channel's about. It's about this. It's about me getting out and having some exercise, and with my dog, with my friends. And I like making videos, so why not? And if a few hundred people enjoy it, and we start to get a little community of people who like the same things, then that's as good enough a reason to do it as any. And what does it matter? 200 or 2 million? It's really not important. It's the quality of the people that you're associating with that matters. So thanks very much for watching. We've left the sort of pretty part of the reserve, walking down now this old railway line and back to the car park. If you have liked the video, please give it a big thumbs up. It really does help. And as I say, if you've got anything at all to share, please feel free to do so. This, I hope, is a welcoming and inclusive place. The dog's done brilliant. Come on. She's been in a right lot of trouble. Callie, She waits for you to say that to start carrying on. But yeah, till the next time, I will say cheerio.